Hello dear friends, welcome to this video. So this video is about some ultimate truth. This is also an answer and additional teaching and knowledge about the video that this very great wise Rabbi Manis Friedman did in July. About the title of this video is Rabbi Reveals the Secret of a Torah. So before beginning that, I would like to say that when we are talking about ultimate truth, we need humility. We have to be aware of the situation. We are human people, and we are talking about the ultimate, infinite, primordial issue. So this kind of situation, the base of that should be and must be humility. I think it's easy to understand. The second point about that, it's this kind of issue, the ultimate truth. We need silence. So why do we need silence? When we are in silence, first point is that being silent, it's a paradoxal thing. You make a call to the ultimate truth by being silent. You know, when we made a call, we say something, but for when we made a call to the ultimate truth, it's the opposite. We made a call by being silent. It is surprising, but it's like that. The second point about being silent and is that the commotional way we stay silent, so we are empty, like in humility. And we can be full of the Holy Spirit, all the speech, so we can welcome something that is higher, greater than us. So before beginning, I will stay silent, and I'll ask you to stay in humility and silence, please. great beauty in staying humble and silent. Maybe we can feel some of you can feel some of sense of sacredness. So let's begin. So first we'll begin by creation. So I will, like in the other video, talk about the monastery's point of view and the Buddhist point of view. Creation. So according to the Torah, the Bible, God, Yahweh created the world in 7 days. In the Buddhist tradition, it is said that it is a spontaneous creation. So is there a will, a desire to create, a necessity to create? Why? Yeah, is there something than nothing? It is the old philosophical question. I don't think there is any will or desire or necessity of creation, because from my point of view, the ultimate truth is creativity or creation. There is the world, the universe is created because the ultimate truth, the basic primordial nature of ultimate truth is to be creativity too. And there's no other reason why the ray of light is luminous, because the ray of light is meant to be luminous. It is the primordial profound nature of light to be luminous. Why is there creation, the universe? Because the ultimate truth is creation, is creativity, and there's no other reason than that. From my point of view, I see things like that. But what comes next is much more interesting for us. So, according to the monotheist sacred text, after that the angels was created. I don't know why the angel was created, but it said they have been created from fire or light. I guess there is some necessity when this creation begins. There's some necessity that the angels was created. But what interests us much more is the creation of humanity. So after creating the angels, Yahweh, God, create first human being, Adam and Eva. And what is very interesting that Yahweh God calls the angels, and she asked, or it asked, the angel to kneel to pay homage to the human being. So what does it mean? It means that this human being, us, the first human being, we are greater, higher, more important than the angels. There's a clear hierarchy. So if we talk about the plan of God, of Yahweh, clearly the human being, we are more important. So we'll see why next. And one of his angels, you know the story, he didn't accept to kneel, and because of his arrogance and ego, because he was not able to see the greatness of human being, he didn't want to kneel, and he became Iblis. He promised to taste us, and also to cut us, to taste if we will be a grateful human being, if we will be just the great human being we are meant to be. And it is also it represents how we can be cut from our holy, profound nature, and also from God. But to be cut from God, it's a natural state, because God doesn't manifest directly to a human being and in the universe. It's an indirect way. But our holiness is much more direct. We can connect to it. This is why there's a spiritual tradition. So Rabbi Manis Friedman said that he wants to reveal profound secret knowledge. It's that he said that we are needed. But God, great, powerful God, needs us. He didn't need something, because everything is perfect as it is. He said in a very, very poetic and romantic way that humanity is needed. And so it made me think to once think that appears spontaneously to my mind a few years ago. And it is very connected that this profound esoteric knowledge, I don't know where it come from. He said that it come from the sacred Kabbalah esoteric teachings. And so a few years ago, I felt clearly that there's something empty, and this emptiness needs to be fulfilled. So where does come from emptiness? I had this revelation. I didn't understand what is this emptiness, and why. Where does it come from? This emptiness is now for me clearly linked to the fall of heaven. So the Adam and Eva, they eat from the tree of knowledge and they fall from heaven. So God punished them when it bans them from heaven. So this emptiness comes from that, the emptiness of this very important, great, holy human beings. They fall from heaven, so it creates an emptiness. And this is why the Jewish tradition, the Jewish rabbi, they had this revelation that we are needed. It's very beautiful and poetic in some sense. It's like, you know, the great primordial mother, God Yahweh, she gives birth to human being, and they leave the holy home, heaven, and this great primordial mother, she meets her children, and they want to be back home. Yeah, well, maybe something like that. And many Freeman talk about weakness and vulnerability. Yeah, we can imagine that if we continue this metaphor of mother and children, you know, the mother, she misses the children, and so she feels sad and weak. She feels that something is lacking, missing at home. So the question is why humanity fall from heaven. First thing, it was, from my point of view, a necessity, but they fall. Why? So God Yahweh creates a human being, but they are great, but it's like they are just children, you know. And these children they are to grow up and to become really greater, you know. They have to become the great adult holy being, and to become the great adult holy being, they have to leave home. They have to discover the world, to pass through difficulty, challenge, spiritual tests. So they become greater, and they come back home greater that they have been. This is all the meaning of all this path of being created, you know, this holy child, and they fall and they pass through all these difficulty, challenges with the help of our beloved enemy Iblis. And we come back, we are near to come back home, greater than we have been, greater than the holy, great being, human being that have been created. And it's in our human life, it's like that, you know. We are born child, you know, you can watch this child, they are really great being. There's something really, we can feel holy, sacred in this child. And this child, they grow up, and in this terrible, awful world, difficult world, and then they pass through a lot of challenge, you know. And in some area it's much more difficult to grow up than in other, you know. But it is said that the more challenge you had, the more blessed you are. So I think I have been blessed enough. So to answer to Mr. Rabbi, to the great Rabbi Many Friedman, yes, I think you're right. Yeah, but we are needed, but we are needed not like we are now. You know, if you look at humanity, if we go back to heaven like this, you know, it's we will be banned again, I think. So what is needed is we humanity as becoming fully holy being. So we create even in earth, so we can fulfill this emptiness. Because this emptiness, we fall from heaven. It is, of course, a metaphysical fall. So what is heaven? Heaven is not something very far from us. You can read it in the Gospel of Thomas. It is said that the kingdom of the Father is already here, but we cannot see it. The kingdom of heaven, even of earth or Awaken society in Buddhism, it's we can say a dimension or a different level of reality of our world. So we are meant to come back to this heavenly, godly, holy dimension. And when we'll do that, we'll fulfill this emptiness. Because this emptiness creates a problem of balance, and what the Rabbi called a weakness or vulnerability. And I have to say, I have agreed with that. I don't know if we can call that weakness or vulnerability. Yeah, maybe there's something like that. I see it like a problem of balance. And things and to come back to the place we are meant to be. We are in a spiritual way, we are meant to be back awakened, fully beings we have to be. And as humanity, the earth has to become, even in earth, yeah, you know, it's what is even in earth, we can see that we are in this situation, we have heaven and earth, it's disconnected, it is dual, and even on earth is that there's no heaven, no earth, there's just heaven and earth. It is all one. So we are not looking for something very far. We are looking for something very nearest, so near that we cannot see it, we cannot feel it, and there's of course a spiritual path for that, but it's not enough. There's a need that something needs to be open. It's much I see it like it's this dimension of our reality, even this holy dimension will open to us, or it will be opened. by the monetary side, by it, by the desire, the love of God or Yahweh, or in the Buddhist point of view, it will be because we desire it and we will work for it. It is very linked also to the karmic fruition, so, all the goodness what have been done for thousands of years. There will be a fruition of that, and but it's not just that. There's much more. It's not just the fruition of our good actions. There's some reward of that. There's some kind of how can I say, karmic promotion, like you know, you have something you have and you didn't deserve it. You know, it's like you didn't participate to some game and you win something, and they call you and they say, yeah, you know what, you have been a car or something, you know. So there's something gifted, donné en cadeau, because so why? So we can say it is because God is merciful, God is love. But from my point of view, there's something more practical. It's needed, you know. We are, as a humanity, we needed to come back fully holy in heaven. So to help that, there's some help. So the good point is, so you understand that heaven in earth will happen. It's for sure. The question is when. So it said that Jewish tradition that it's maximum 6,000 years. So why 6,000 years? I don't know. So we don't have to worry so much. We have to prepare that. So it will happen when it will happen. And I think it's enough to know that. And the other point of this video is that we know we have no confidence that we could be so great holy being. So this is the second point of this video, and to have the confidence of that we could be that. At least we should trust the idea, but really we ourselves and the others also. Maybe you know some very stupid people. Even with very stupid people, they can be very great, much greater, much greater than we can imagine. And it's also so great news. Then I think the third news, and I'm not sure of that, but I think it will have not very late, but we are soon off that. But it's something unpredictable. And maybe it is best that it happened like this, you know. It happened in a unexpected way. But also it is expected because in the Jewish, Muslim, and also in the Hinduist tradition we have this prophecy. Also in Buddhism we have this prophecy, but this evil, stupid clergy, they hide the prophecy. Thank you, that's all. It's half an hour that I'm talking to you. I think that's enough. Take care of you. Bye. I would like to add a little point about creation. So in the beginning it said there's nothing, and then there has been the creation, the universe. I would like to say that I have another point of view about that. There has never been separation between the origin of creation and the creation. But in the monasteries, also in the Buddhist tradition, it's said that in Buddhist tradition we are talking about kalpa. Kalpa is the time between the beginning and the end of universe. And in monotheism, it's said that there have been nothing, and then there have been creation. Well, it is a little bit more complicated than that. There has never been a separation between the origin of creation and the creation. It's much more like a heart beating, you know. We have contraction of the heart. So we can say that there's some beginning and end, but it's much more a heart beating, you know. Contraction, release, contraction, release. And also we can use the metaphor for breathing. We breathe in and we breathe out. It's just a philosophical interest. But I would like to, I wanted to share this point of view with you. I think it is pertinent. It is closer to the truth. Okay? So I will not bother you more with this philosophical issue. But this metaphor of heart beating, you know, is beautiful. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you, bye.